All right, this is now part 5. You'll notice that I went back and changed it to p does not equal 0.67 as my alternate. It doesn't really matter. I could have chosen either problem, but since I did does not equal to in 3 parts, I figured I'd go back to that guy. What I want to talk about now is error. Are we right? Did we screw up? Okay. So when we use that measuring stick of alpha equals 0.05 or 5%, so I'm going to write that alpha equals 0.05 or 5%, what we're saying is that we are 95% right. How about 95% sure, confident in our results? Okay. So when I do a 5% measuring stick, I'm saying I'm 95% sure that this is true. Well, that means that there's a 5% chance I'm wrong. Okay. What that is saying is that if I'm wrong, I should have kept the null, which is 0.67. So what I'm saying is that it could be possible that my data is wrong. I just happen to have 635 households, which are different than the typical group, and that it really is still right around 67% of Americans that own a pet. Okay. What this is called a type 1 error. A type 1 error is only possible when I reject the null, and I should have kept it. Okay. So there's a 5% chance that I've made this error, and that happens every single time. But there's a 95% chance I'm right, so we like to focus on the positive. Okay. So when they ask about error, first off, there's a 5% chance that you're wrong. Secondly, type 1 error is when you reject the null and you should have kept it. If we had a different problem where I kept the null from the beginning, like I'm 95% sure I kept the null when I should have rejected it, that's called a type 2 error. So if I had a problem where I kept the null when I should have rejected it, the inherent error, there's a 5% error, and that kind of error is called a type 2 error. Okay, but for this example, that's not possible because I rejected the null. So whatever your consequence is that you figure out, your conclusion, whatever your conclusion is for a problem, I'm 95% sure that's true. There's a 5% chance I screwed up. When you reject the null, when I should have kept it, that error is called a type 1. If, when I went through this whole problem, I kept the null, that's when you have a type 2 error. All right, I hope that helps. Make sure you're going to watch the Zoom sessions and you read my full notes.